So, good evening, good evening, good evening. I don't know why I look so. Ooh, maybe the lighting's not great. The lighting's not great. I already know this. Apologies for the poor lighting. Apologies if there's a bit of an echo as well. I'm not actually at home, but the lights that I've got make me look like a salmon. Apologies for that. But listen, make sure you are smacking the likes up on this video. The show with Rants, I think, is going to be tomorrow now. It's not going to be live. I'm going to pre-record it and schedule it. So just waiting on a reply back from him. As we stand, and it's 10 o'clock at night in Spain. So just waiting on a reply back from that, but it should be being recorded tomorrow afternoon. And I'm on with Terry tomorrow afternoon as well. Also, got the show with the Chelsea boys and Northside, and with Henry as well later in the evening. So busy bee tomorrow. Big up to every single one of you who's watched the fan cams. Big up to everyone who joined in on the watch along as well, and the player ratings. And we're going to start on that Leicester game because obviously 24 hours or so after that game finished, there's a big buzz within the fan base. We're currently sat fourth in the table. We're looking real good at the minute as well. Let's be real. We are playing some good football. Thomas Partey. Well done to Thomas Partey. He has been absolutely superb in the last few games. Capped off a great performance yesterday with a goal. Maybe could have had a hat-trick on another day. Obviously, the one that led to a penalty was his effort that was cleared off the line. And he did also hit the corner of post and bar, the postage stamp, they would say. But he's looking pretty good. And he's looking like the Thomas Partey that we actually signed from Atletico nearly 2 summers ago. And it's took a long time. He's had a lot of injury problems. He's been mismanaged at times by this manager, forcing him back into games, throwing him back on the pitch against Tottenham, etc., etc. But he's actually purring along at the moment. And that is also helping Martin Odegaard. And I see all of you lot in my chat and in my comment section, oh, you're eating your words on Odegaard. I'm not eating my words at all, people. Listen, I give credit where it's due. It's just most people just go straight in here and straight out there. I always praise where it's due. The game before last, the game against Watford, I said he was man of the match, Odegaard, and he was man of the match. I thought he was excellent in that game. Again, yesterday, I thought he was absolutely top class. And he looks like he's really enjoying his football at the minute. And him and Thomas Partey together are working very well. Bukayo Saka, again, what a performance. He's been really good the last couple of games. They all have, let's be real. Well, not the Watford game. I think only maybe 4 or 5 were good. But yesterday against Leicester, they were absolutely superb. Every single one of them players was superb, including Granit Xhaka, somebody that anyone who watches this channel will know that I cannot stand. And just because they have a good performance doesn't mean that all of a sudden they're a great player. Yeah, let's be real here. 4 or 5 good performances doesn't mean they're a great player. And that's why I wanted to bring Xhaka up, because Granit Xhaka has had 7, 8, 9, 10 good performances in a row before under Unai Emery and even under this manager. Doesn't mean he's good enough. And he's somebody that's linked with a move back to Rome, where he was linked in the summer. It's pretty much standard procedure that when a player doesn't get their move, you then offer them a new contract on the premise that we'll let you go the next summer. And I do think he is going to leave in the summer window coming up. I do think he'll end up at Roma. I don't think we're going to get much money for him because I don't think he's that good. I don't think they've got that much money. But Jose obviously wants him. I think he probably will be more suited to that league rather than our league because, let's be real, he's not been great at all since he's been here. If anything, he's been a liability, and he's the one liability that we have in our team that at any point in a game, that guy can just hit the self-destruct button and all of a sudden our game is over. So, and listen, he's done it more than one occasion. It's not like we're making this judgment off of him based on 1 appearance or 10 appearances. It's actually been 4 years or so that he's been here. And we signed him. It's actually longer than that. We signed him when we were in the Champions League. Any coincidence we're not in the Champions League since he's been here? But there we go. But yeah, that Leicester performance, absolutely top class. And I said this on my fan cam, that that's the standard now. We've got to play that good every single game now. We were ruthless. We were taking shots. We were getting in. I think we had 21 shots in the end. And we've been having a lot of shots recently, but the shots have led to not many on target. And again, listen, the shots on target, I want to Google it actually. So I don't think there was actually many shots on target. But the difference in that game compared to the games before that I've watched is that the shots that we were having, 8 shots on target, which, listen, every single game we've played for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've been having a hell of a lot of shots and not many on target. The difference with that game against Leicester yesterday was on another day, it would have been 4, 5, 6, because they weren't bad shots that were sailing over the bar by 50 foot like they normally are. It was actually, we were carving them open at times. So it was nice to watch that. It was actually an enjoyable football match. And what I did like about them is in the second half, because the second part of the first half, Leicester were getting back into the game. As soon as we came out in that second half, we said, nah, not today, people. We're having it today. And Leicester were like a rabbit in the headlights. They didn't really know what to do. They could have got back in the game, and Tierney made a great tackle. Ben White made a great tackle at 1-0. Ramsdale made 2 good saves from Harvey Barnes. Can't remember who the other one was, but it was an unbelievable save from the header. Even Brendan Rodgers was shocked that it didn't go in. I think we all thought it was in, and Ramsdale just plucked out a save. But listen, it was enjoyable to watch. I'm not getting carried away if we finish 4th. Anyone who's watched my channel since last summer or before, I've said we should be getting 4th anyway with this team, even with this manager. Yeah, but I said the manager is probably the reason we won. To be fair, the last couple of weeks, the manager's done very well, hence why on the player ratings, when it comes to the manager rating, we've all rated him pretty highly. That doesn't mean I think he's the man to take us forward, because I'll ask the question again and leave it in the comment section. Number 1, do you think this manager will ever win us a title? Number 2, if Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola leave their jobs respectively right now and say, I want the Arsenal job, would you sack the manager for either one of them? If the answer is no to the first question, then he shouldn't be here. And if the answer is yes to the second question, he shouldn't be here. So I think that, listen, yeah, great to get back in the Champions League, fantastic. Only if we go and do what's required to actually go and try to win it. And people will sit and laugh at that and say, oh, but you can't just go in it first time after years and try and win it. Well, why not? Yeah, it's not about the winning the trophy, it's actually competing to try and win it. And that is something that this football club has probably never done. Listen, the season that we got to the Champions League final with Wenger, we were fantastic in that campaign. We didn't concede a goal pretty much all the way, if not all the way. I think it's still a record to this day, if I'm honest. And we had Matteo Flamini at left back. But at the end of the day, I just want to see us go and compete for the honours. Not necessarily win them. Listen, only one team can win. I'm not dumb enough to know, to think otherwise. But the one thing I will say is, if we're competing for a title, if we're competing for Champions League, then I will be happy. Yeah, people might disbelieve that. I don't really care. At the end of the day, it's been 18 years since I've seen my team win a title, and we've been in 1 Champions League final in my lifetime, 1 Champions League final ever. So I actually want to see us go for these honours. And if we're going to try and go for these honours, Mikel Arteta even said it in his press conference the other day, which is why I find it funny that when people want to have a dig at me and want to have a pop at me about, oh, you're negative. Well, maybe Arteta's negative then, because Arteta said in his press conference the other day that, yeah, it's great that we'd won 4 in the trot. That was before the Leicester game. Now it's 5, obviously. He said, but the best teams in the league win 10, 11, 12, 15, 18 games on the trot. And that is where we have to be. Now, I don't believe he's the manager to do it, and I believe some of these players are the players to do it. But when I get asked the question, yeah, but what manager could come in and get this team to a title? Well, what manager would have brought these players? Would Pep have brought these players? Probably not. He would have brought something more experienced, something for now rather than something for later down the road. Would Klopp have brought any of these players? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I don't think he would have brought the players that we've actually brought. He would have brought some of them, but he wouldn't have brought all of them. But that's my point. You know, it's not about what manager could come in now. No, it's about what we do and how we spend our money. And I feel like we've wasted a lot of money, especially under Wenger and also under this manager. We've spent a lot of money on rubbish. And people say it takes time and this and that. Listen, it's been 18 years. I'm bored of waiting. And the manager said himself, the manager that a lot of you rate and come in and say, I'm in the mud and all of this. The manager said, if we want to be the best, we've got to get 12, 13, 15, 18 wins on the spin. So if the manager's saying that, is he negative? Because that's what I want. That should be the standards for the 3rd biggest club in England. And that is something that we should be striving to achieve every season, not just getting the Champions League and that's that. Oh, we're back in it. And I know what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, it's going to be if we get dumped out in around the 16 or the group stage or even whatever stage. Oh, but it was our first season back in it. But that may then be an excuse as to why we didn't qualify because now we're in the Champions League, we're playing Saturday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Sunday, whatever. I don't want that excuse. I don't want to see that. And this manager's record in Europe is pony. So I'm not really feeling that he can actually do anything in this competition. What would be seen as good for you guys? Leave it in the comment section. Getting out the group, because let's not forget, if we don't get out the group, we can still drop down to the Europa League. And then if you drop down to the Europa League, I expect him to win it, which he won't, because we've already seen that he can't beat Villarreal and he can't beat Olympiacos. And this is my fear when we get in the Champions League, because I do feel we're going to get it, is that when we come up against a PSG, a Real Madrid, a Bayern Munich, even a Barcelona, they're purring. Oh, Aubameyang's scoring for fun, by the way. And I feel like when we come up against these teams, we are so tactically naive, we're going to get pumped. Excuse me. Cheers, people. Make sure you are smacking a like on this video as well. But listen, we have got a game Wednesday against Liverpool. So yes, we have got a game Wednesday evening against Liverpool. That's just reminded me, because I've got shows on Wednesday that I now need to cancel because I'm working all night on Wednesday. I've just realised I totally forgot. But there we go. But Liverpool are flying at the moment. They're currently second in the Premier League table. They're absolutely purring along. Man City, as I record this video, are currently 50 minutes in away to Palace, 0-0. But Liverpool are currently 4 points off of Man City if Man City draw this game. They will have a game in hand, Liverpool, which is against us tomorrow night. So if they end up drawing Man City and then Liverpool beat us Wednesday night at the Emirates, then all of a sudden there's 1 point in that. And listen, Liverpool are relentless. Mohamed Salah bags goals for fun. They're a well-drilled outfit. They've got a top-class manager. They all know each other's positions. They all know where they are on the pitch. And it reminds me, I'm not saying they're as good, because they're not, but it does remind me of when we had the good teams that we had, the Invincibles, the O2 team, teams like that. The 98, even back in the day, the 91 and the 89. All of the players knew exactly where they were on the pitch. They didn't have to look up to see... Bergkamp didn't have to look up to see where Henry's going to be, because he knew where he was going to be. Henry didn't have to look up to find Pires, because he knew where Pires was going to be. Pires didn't have to wait for Ashley Cole to call for the ball. He knew he was overlapping him. And that's something that Liverpool have. Liverpool know that how to defend properly. They've got, I think, the second best defense in the league. I'm actually lying. Yes, they've got the third best defense in the league. And Chelsea have conceded one less. And Man City, as it stands, have conceded 2 less. But they've conceded 20 goals in 28 games, Liverpool. They've only lost 2 games, which is the best in the league. And they are relentless. They score goals for fun. They're the highest scorers in the league. This is not going to be an easy game for Arsenal. And I'm telling you now, this might crash everyone back down to earth with a bump, or it might actually elevate the confidence through the team, through the manager, through all the playing staff, and backroom staff, and through the fan base. Because if we end up beating Liverpool, which is highly unlikely, I don't see us beating them, if I'm honest. I think the best result we can get is maybe a draw. But if we do beat them, then the confidence is going to be flying through this whole fan base and through the club, which is good to see. Listen, at the end of the day, it's not where I want us to be. We're currently sat third loser. But right now, you've got to give credit where it's due. Yeah, you've got to. We've been playing well, and I always do that. Like I've said right at the very start of the beginning of this video, I always give credit where it's due. It's just most people are ignorant and don't bother listening to it. But it is what it is. I don't think we'll beat them. If we do beat them, it's going to be a park the bus and hit them on the counter, because I feel like if we take the game to Liverpool, we are asking for trouble. We can't go toe-to-toe with Liverpool in a playing football match, because with our defence that does ship goals, let's not forget that. Yeah, we've had a lot of clean sheets. But when we get pumped, and we concede a lot of goals as well. I think if I look at the table right now, we've conceded 29 goals in 26 games. If you want to be the best, you've got to concede less than that. Liverpool, like I said, Chelsea and Man City literally conceded. Well, Chelsea conceded 10 less than us in 2 games more. So, and if you look at the goals scored, we've scored 43 goals. That is not great. If I go further down the table, Aston Villa has scored 2 less than us. Tottenham have been rubbish all season. They've scored 1 less than us. If I go even further down, let's go down to Brighton, for example. Brighton have lost their last 5 or 6 games in a row. They've only conceded 5 goals more than us. That's pretty relentless, really. They don't score any, which is why they're losing football matches. But, when you're not scoring a lot of goals and you're conceding over a goal a game, it's a recipe for disaster if you take this game to Liverpool. So I think we've seen over the tenure of this manager that if he parks the bus against Liverpool and tries to counter, it does work. I think that when we played them in the League Cup, it was a little bit naive and they managed the game out properly, which they will because they're a well-drilled outfit. But listen, I'm looking forward to the game. The last two games have actually been really enjoyable to watch. And hopefully, we get something out the game. I doubt it, but it is what it is. Before I get into talking about Coutinho, because we are linked to him, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you are smashing the likes up and sharing the content around. I do appreciate that. Like I said, I've got a lot of shows tomorrow. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Make sure your notifications are switched on. And make sure they're switched on your phone, because there's about 8,000 of you that have got them on for the channel, but not on your phone. And YouTube tells me that. But there it is. Anyway, let's talk about Coutinho. Philippe Coutinho doing pretty well at Aston Villa. A player that I think is a lot overrated, massively overrated, but he's come to Villa. He's done very well in the games that he's played so far. He's got 40 million release clause in his contract. I think Aston Villa have first dibs on that. But he is somebody that we've been linked to heavily over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And somebody we've never really ended up getting. Whether we have been in for him or not remains to be seen. I don't really know whether Arsenal have ever bid for him. But all the reports that have been out there over the last few years especially said that we want him, we want him, we want him. Now, it's all well and good wanting Coutinho. That's fantastic. But if Aston Villa have got first dibs on him, the fact that he's pals with Stevie G, the fact that he's at the club Stevie G is managing, yeah, for me, it's a case of, okay, not quite sure that we're going to get him. And to be honest, I don't really want him. He's knocking on a little bit now. He's been at some massive football clubs. And I just think that, we could do a little bit better, if I'm honest. He's 29 years old. He's going to be 30 on the 12th of June. He's got 3 years left, maybe 4 years left. Has he got that elite level quality that will elevate us up the table, up the Champions League, etc., etc.? I'm not quite sure. I'd rather go for someone else, if I'm honest. Excuse me. But for 40 million, it might be worth taking a punt. I don't know, but not for me. I'd like to know what you guys think and whether there's any other players out there in that position. We obviously know he can play number 10. We've got Martin Odegaard floating around that spot at the minute. Smith Rowe can play there. But if Martin Odegaard gets injured, and like I said, he is playing well at the moment, then I feel, well, we need somebody there. What if Smith Rowe can't do what he's doing like when he's on the left wing? Martin Odegaard's passing is a lot better than Smith Rowe's. Smith Rowe's a lot more direct and will bag goals from that position. But Coutinho does have good passing range on him. Excuse me. And can score goals. And that's my thing with Odegaard. I think his passing is decent. It's very, very decent. Yeah, his pass accuracy is insane. It's, can you kick on and score 10, 15 goals in a season? I'm not convinced. And that's why when he does score goals like he has done recently, it's when he's running into the box. He's getting involved. He's not admiring his pass. Coutinho does that. He gets in the box. He scores goals. He can whip a free kick. He can whip a corner and a cross. But I don't know. I'm not convinced with Coutinho. I've not been convinced since he left Liverpool, if I'm honest. And even at Liverpool, listen, he was superb. But again, he was in a team that was free-flowing attacking football. And he then left, went to Spain at Barcelona, never worked out, ended up at Bayern Munich, never worked out. And now he's at Aston Villa. It's a massive come down, with all due respect to Villa, because they are a big club. But it's a massive come down from three of the biggest clubs on the planet to go and play for Villa. Maybe he might want to play Champions League football. Aston Villa are not getting it next season. But let me know what you guys think. Leave it all in the comment section down below. I'm wrapping this up. I'll be back again tomorrow. Loads of videos coming out. And then, like I said, Wednesday is match day. So I need to cancel the shows that I'm doing on Wednesday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'm out of here, people. Let's not forget as well, Arteta out.